Okay, so a few months back, there was this open mic that I went to. It was a really big open mic. Like, this is an open mic that all of my artist friends go to, and it happens once a month. So it's kind of like, if you miss it, you missed it for a while, you know? It doesn't happen too often. They have these QR codes that you scan to sign up. Now, me, I didn't want to sign up too early. I got there pretty early I wanted a big crowd to be there. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait to sign up. So by the time I sign up and I'm on the list, I'll be on the list later, so more people will be there. So that was my goal. Sorry if the lighting looks a little weird. I don't really mess with it right now. But that was my goal, right? I was gonna sign up late so that by the time I go, it's gonna be a lot of people there. So the show goes on, and I'm not the type of person to want to like bug the host about saying like, hey, where am I on the list, or am I up next? The show goes on. I see some of my friends go. I see some new people go, and I'm just there. The show started at 8. It turns to 9 o'clock. I'm still not on. It turns to 10 o'clock. I'm still not on. Then they take a little break in the middle. 11 o'clock, still didn't go. Now at 11:40, I'm thinking, there's no way all of these people were before me, because I signed up before some of these people even got here. It finally hits 12, and my name wasn't on the list at all. I guess something had happened when I kind of waited. The page timed out, and my submission to, be on the list didn't go up for some reason. So I left that night, didn't perform, and it sucked. Cause that's like a really big, in my city, or like in my like friend group, in like this music scene that I'm in DC, that's like a really big open mic. That is kind of like, it's kind of like a chance you get to go up there and prove yourself. Like, that's how a lot of people figured out about me. That's how I met a lot of people I know. And it just sucked, because it does only come around once a month. And it was like, I had waited the whole night. And it was nothing. And on the drive home, cut on some sad music, that late night ride music, that really gets you in the feels. I just felt like I failed. I didn't even really do anything. I just felt like I failed. Just because something that was out of my control, I didn't know that would have happened, and there was no way I could have known that would have happened. So it was really out of my control, but I just felt like I failed so much. But I say all of this to say that times like that, they get so discouraging, and you think, what am I even doing? And it's basically, you just put so much effort into something and get nothing. And sometimes you have to be okay with that. Just being an artist in general, you have to be okay with that. Putting a lot of effort into something and knowing that it may lead nowhere. But I looked at the bright side. I still was there to support all of my friends when they performed. And I still was just there in good energy, So, sorry, I'm trying to balance my elbow in this water bottle. So I was still there in good energy, and I still was there, waiting for my friends, watching my friends to perform. And what I took away from that night was just that you're not always gonna win. You're not always going to get that opportunity that you want. Things aren't always gonna go how you want them to go. But even through that, you have to continue to show up. Even when it's pouring, raining, and you gotta go out on that field, you gotta continue to show up. You gotta show up every single time. Because if you don't show up, that one time you didn't show up could have been the time where everything worked out how you wanted it to. That's like if a boxer is, in a boxing ring and they get knocked down, they gotta stand back up. I mean, they don't have to, but it's like you're gonna lose, right? That's an automatic lose right there. Just cause you're down in score doesn't mean give up. You still gotta show up. Just cause you're losing that game and the other team got 20 more points than you, and just cause you're losing that basketball game and the other team got 20 more points than you, 20, 30 more points than you, that don't mean you stop shooting. Nah, you gotta keep trying. You gotta keep going at it. You gotta keep going after it. And you have to be okay with the fact that, like, sometimes I may put all of my effort into this and it may not work at all. You have to be okay with that. Because if you're not okay with that, then you won't be able to put all of your effort into something. Show up even when it feels pointless. Show up when it feels like something's gonna work. Show up when it might not work. Just show up.